Good evening and welcome to tonight's class. We'll be starting our SPSS class. So, on your desktop, if you have installed, you see a shortcut to it, double click on your IBM SPSS Statistics version 27. If you don't have it on your desktop, you can go to your program file, search it, and then you will see it and you will click on it and it will open. So basically in our first class, we are going to be having an overview of our SPSS environment, and then we'll be discussing the various views and the various ribbon tab that we have in our SPSS. The baseline to this was the previous class, centered on a basic framework or knowledge you're supposed to have as regards to statistics. It's important that you know the data to enter into your SPSS and how to enter the data. Similarly, it's also important to know the type of analysis to run for your data, and that is why the first class centered on that. We looked at different type of data, different type of variable, as well as different type of the parametric and non-parametric analysis, and then the various statistical tests, the assumptions, and type of data required. For instance, your one way and over dependent variable, say it must be a continuous data, and your independent variable should be a categorical data. Same thing applicable for your regressions as your linear regressions. Okay, so that is that. I know by now you have mastered those statistical ambience that we made mention of. So, alright, my SPSS is finally opened up. So, the first interface you have on your SPSS is your data view. Your data view. Now, if you look at these, we have the file. In our file, you have opportunity to have new data in case you have new SPSS data in your directory. You can bring them in. You can as well open a new work. Okay, you can import your file in case the data you are working on is in Excel file, that is Excel workbook or CSV file, or you have a data on SACS is a package, or Starter, that is also a package. You can import them into your SPSS. Okay, then you can save your data. Now you can also export your data, either the raw data or the result here. Okay, you can also export into Microsoft Word, into Excel's and TXT files. Okay, you can rename your data sets respectively. Okay, now that is what we have there. Then on our edit group here, sorry for that. And I did group. You can also undo. In case you've done something, you want to undo what you did, and you can redo, cut, copy. You can find and replace. Then we have view. We have the status bar showing here. We have the toolbar. Okay. We have the status bar. We have the toolbar. That is the data editor. Okay, let me check on this. Right, then we have the menu bar, the font grid lines. As you can see the grid lines come. Okay, so we have the value labels, you have the data group. Okay, it's a different. You have the transform. You have this. I'll be working basically with this. When I'm done entering my data, they analyze. Okay, look at it. Different type of analysis. Then graph. You have it here too. we have this, we have extensions, we have windows, we have app. All right, now this is my data view. SPSS has a variable view as well. This is where you enter your data directly. However, if you are to code your variable, where you assign the rows of respective variable and then respect their rows, their measures, and some of them that are categorical, where you declare what the respective category. We do that in a variable view, okay, not the data view, that is variable view. So you take note that you see me calling variable, so you must understand that a variable is a superset of your data, because a variable contains data. Okay, now variable view is saying you must name your data. We have the type, the string, is it numeric, the width, the decimal, the label, value, missing. How do you want your missing cell to be handled? Column, align, measure, and row. Okay, we have that here. So briefly, I'm going to do something. I'm going to have a data here called gender. Now, when you are naming your variable, it is important to know that you don't start naming a variable with a space. Do not accept it, okay? Then let's go again. Okay, the space, so don't start with number. See, you don't start with number as well. What's this? We go, so you can put the name and the numbers together. Then let me also correct this. In case you have two words, gender 1 to 3, it will not accept. Okay, so it's either you put the name, the two names together, okay, without a space, or use an underscore to join them together. Okay, so we have this. Now when we our data type here, look at it, we have different data type. We have numeric data type, we have the comma, we have the dollar, we have scientific notation, we have the dollar for, okay, custom currency, we have the string. Okay, so for string, that is where you have your character, your text. Okay, so currency also have that here. So I'm not going to put a string because I want to perform descriptive statistics. Okay, now for the label, whatever you put in your label as regards to name, that is what will appear on your output, on your results. Okay, so you can, the label has the opportunity to contain so many sentences, okay, unlike the name of the variable. Okay, so I can quickly put something down here. Gender of the respondents. All right, then the value. I told you the value, that is where you declare what every category is being denoted or is being denoted with. Okay, for instance, for value, let's put 1 here. Let's use this. For male, click on add. Put 2. Female, because gender is either you are male or a female. And once you are done with this, for this, okay, missing it, I will just leave it. I want to leave it as none. Column 8, I want to maintain that. Now, measure. Question is, this data, is it a continuous, a scale data, or a categorical data? Now, we have this data is a categorical data, so is either it is this or this. Now, I know I've explained this in the previous class. A nominal data doesn't have rank and it's not, doesn't count as weight. Okay, now this gender is not a rank data type, so it's not ordinal, it is nominal. All right, now that is the measure for this. Now question is, what is the role of this data? Now if you click on this, we have input, we have target, we have both, we have none, we have partition, we have split. All right, input is our control, our independent variable, target is our dependent variable. Okay, so for this, for the purpose of this explanation, this illustration, I'm just going to put this as input. Is that okay? All right, so I've successfully named my variable in the variable view. So let's go back to our data view. So you can quickly enter. Now, if you look at your data view, it is calibrated using column as well. So you see my gender appearing on the first column. So if I'm entering for gender, downward, okay? So the first one, you can put 1, 2, okay, let me quickly change this, okay? So, all right. Stop at 20. All right, so now if you look at this, I've done my data entry. All right, now I can, since I've done the coding, I can change this to text using this. Look at it, value label. You can see now we have male, female, male. Is that okay? Now that is that. So I've done the data entry for this, and you can see because of the description that I made on the value, said 1 should be male and 2 should be female. You can see that here. All right, so we've successfully looked at the two view for now. Now we have the output view. We have the output view and we have the editors view. Now we can run our tests from here. Okay, so we have this. I'm just going to run for frequency counts. Is that okay? So I said I'm working basically with that. So come to analyze and then come to descriptive and go to frequencies. And you have one variable, okay? Then this is selected. Then I'll click on this arrow to move to these variable views. Now I can click on my statistics and select what do I want from this. Okay, and then from there, I then need a chart. You can click on it and select pie chart, bar chart, respectively. Continue. And then you can, if you want your result on a past item, you can click on it. That is APA. You click on OK. Now see that we have our result. This is the output view. Okay. So we have 20. See, nothing is missing, is 0. Got the gender. Male is 10, female 10. Oh, yeah, 50-50%. All right, and look at our pie chart here. All right, so basically we've looked at this. So you can see your work. Come to file. Come to file and click on save as. Then you can save. Saving to my desktop. Okay. All right, so this is just an overview of SPSS. Now in our next class, we'll be moving forward to enter more data sets. We'll look at different data, experimental data and data from social science background, then data from science background. Then we'll see how they are being entered into our SPSS, and we then perform different analysis. Is that okay? All right, thank you for listening. If you have not subscribed, please do to subscribe and you can ask your questions. Thank you for listening.